a versatile professional with nearly a decade of experience in roles such as a data scientist, data analyst, business intelligence developer, data engineer, business system analyst, and management and data analytics consultant. He has worked across various sectors, including supply chain, banking, insurance, fintech, aviation, and more. Efemena started in management consulting, leading projects in organizational transformation, analytics, and training for African institutions. He later transitioned to data analytics consulting, aiding Lagos MSMEs in data-driven growth. Currently, a data analytics contractor in the UK, Efemena also co-founded 10 Analytics, an edtech enterprise, empowering Africans in the tech industry with over 50,000 trained professionals globally. His expertise includes facilitation and human capacity development, with a track record of training professionals worldwide in areas like data science, AI, financial analysis, forecasting, risk analytics, problem solving, and product design, impacting over 9,000 professionals across the world. So with a virtual round of applause, let's welcome Efemena. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you all doing today? How are you all doing today? You guys are very quiet down here. You guys are mutes. You're all Gen Z people, professionals in here, so it shouldn't be so quiet, isn't it?
Yeah, we're great, Efemena.
We're good. We're just in awe. We're just in awe of your
I
presence.
agree.
No, it's not. It's not that. Yeah, it's good to be here also. It's good to be here also. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. So honestly speaking, I've been doing virtual training program or I've been facilitating virtual sessions for quite a number of years now. And one thing I love about it is you can easily, collaborate and also participate in sessions like this. So I know, virtual programs, you want to relax and you want to just listen in, you don't want to talk, you don't want to mute yourself and all that. But I'll tell you for free that the people that actually speak more are likely going to get away with more knowledge, more insights, and are likely more, they are likely more, most likely to gain more from such kind of sessions. So please participate. The speaker that went on to say that introduce yourself, speak about yourself, be confident about yourself when you are talking. She has said the right thing. So essentially, what we're going to be discussing today is a very, very straightforward. Also, I think to a very large extent, a very straightforward career path. So starting a career in data. So how many of you want to become a professional in the data landscape? How many of you want to become a professional in the data landscape? So you don't know, you don't know what career it is yet, but you're looking to, venture into data, the world of data. And, how many of you want to do that? All right. Okay. Adefulu, yeah. Abisola, Abifulu, Abdullahi, and Adetunji. All right. More people. It's good if in the healthcare space. Fantastic. That's good. Is it possible I get everyone to mute themselves so we don't get any feedback from anyone? All right. All right. So let's go ahead. So I do fine and good. All right. So yes, I'm going to be talking about how you can start your career in data. Now, I usually like to reminisce anytime I talk about starting a career in data analytics, data science, in data in general. All right. I used to reminisce to when I started also. And I'll tell you for free that it is a lot easier and faster for you to get into a role in data now than, when we started, a couple of years ago. All right. So back then it was difficult. I won't lie to you. It was very, very difficult because first of all, it wasn't mainstream the way it is mainstream at the moment. And most organizations are now familiar to, the impact of a data analyst, a data scientist, and data engineer, a BI developer, and so on and so forth. Now, businesses have seen the impact. Now they are looking for people to start up in those roles. All right. But how do you start is the key question. Okay. How do you start? So I'll walk you through mine, and I would also tell you the reasons why it shouldn't take you that long for you to start. Okay. So I'm just going to walk you through my own personal experience. But before I go there, before I go down, okay, I can see African Student Network. Okay. I want to know where you guys are joining in from. So what city and country are you joining in from? Are you in Zimbabwe? Are you in Nigeria? Are you in Katangura? All right. Where are you joining in from? Ibadan, Nigeria. I have Ibadan. Okay, I have Nigeria. Okay. Lagos, I have Lagos and Ibadan leading at the moment. I have Ogun State, Kwara, Ibadan, Lagos. Okay, that's good. Quite a number of people from Ibadan, which is good, and also from Lagos also. All right, Ibadan, Nigeria. Okay. All right. Now let's get started. Let me just jump straight into it. It's good to have you guys. So major Kwara, that's Ilorin or Kwara State. All right, Lagos State and you're also, which is Ibadan. All right, I'm going to jump straight into it. So my educational background, I have a BSc in economics. So actually, economics was my first degree. So I did economics for my normal 4 years, like majority of the students that are here also are trying to do or have achieved already. So I have my BS in economics and I also have a master's in data analytics. But the master's in data analytics came a couple of years into the future, not like immediately I finished BSc. All right. So in terms of work experience, now a lot of people see this and say that, oh, I started my career as a management consultant. Okay, but that's not the truth. All right. I had a couple of years. I finished when I finished school, okay. So I used to do branding back in university. So branded t-shirts, something like what I'm wearing at the moment. Branded t-shirt for schools, primary schools, universities, so on and so forth. So I actually did not want to go into the professional landscape. So if you are still in school, all right, and you're still looking to, you're not really sure what you want to do, it's not bad. It's absolutely not bad. You might see your friends that have everything figured out. I want to become this, and they have like a clear career path to achieving what they want to achieve. That's fine for their own part. All right. But for you that you're still confused, you don't even know if you want to become a bricklayer or an engineer or something. You just don't know what you want to do with your experience, with your school certificate, so on and so forth. You are still fine. Do you understand? All right. So also when I finished university, honestly, I had no professional experience, zero professional experience. When you say zero, it means even for internship, I had not done anything that involves me wearing a suit, a shirt, or even working in an organized environment. Okay. So I was basically just that entrepreneur that wants to make money. All right. And I was making, small cash, from those kind of business. Okay. I was making small cash for making t-shirts and all that. So I really didn't think about going into the professional landscape. All right. But long story short, I started looking for jobs, okay, because family pressures and all that. So I said, okay, do you know what? Let me just try to get a job. So the first two jobs I did were sales. Okay. So I was working as a sales representative for Leadway. I did that for like a month. All right. And then I moved into Sterling Bank, also did sales, direct sales agent, also did that for like a month. All right. So you see that, honestly speaking, before that management consultant role, okay, I was confused. All right. I was utterly confused. And guess what? Eventually, I got a job as a management consultant with one of the consulting firms in Lagos. So, and okay, also I lived in Ibadan, so I knew Ibadan very well. So I was in Ibadan. I did my university in Ibadan and also did my service here in Ibadan. So majority of the things I do or I did back there was in Ibadan. So I moved from Ibadan to Lagos, started a job as a management consultant, which at that point I wasn't paid significantly well. I won't lie to you. All right. But dedication, hard work was where I put it. And after a couple of just about a year into that role, I was promoted several times and I started earning the big bucks money and all that. But essentially, I skipped the part of all the parts where I was very confused. Even at the time when I was still a management consultant, I was still confused, all right, on what career path to take. All right, because as a management consultant, you're working on different kinds of projects. Okay, today you're in HR, tomorrow you're in finance, next tomorrow you're in investments. You're in different parts of different consult, you're on different projects essentially. So I was still confused on what career path I should take on. So, and this is just me trying to draw you in to tell you that you are still in school or you're just about to finish it from school. Kemi, do you want to mute yourself? I'm getting a feedback from you. All right. So, so if you are still in school, you're not sure what you want to do, you don't know what career path would exist for you, it's not bad. Don't feel let down. Don't feel let down. Don't feel like you need to you need to put so much pressure on yourself. Majority of the people that are, high flyers at the moment had absolutely no clue what they wanted to do. I won't lie to you, I had no clue. All right. Because I got a role as a management consultant, that's when I knew what the role management consulting was. Right. Prior to that, I had no clue what management consulting was. But entering into that, getting that first job, and that will lead me to, putting yourself into, the industry. All right. Getting your first job. Getting your first job. Just get something. Just get yourself into that structure. From that first role you're going to get, it's likely not going to be your best job. It's likely not going to be the best fit for you, but it will provide some level of organization in your life, okay, to tell you exactly what is achievable in the industry. And that's what my role in management consulting did for me. So working in consulting, I got to work on different kinds of projects. I got to interact with different professionals, C-level, C-suite executives, that's CEOs of different banks, CFOs, chief compliance officers of different, financial services across Nigeria. So, interacting with these people and learning that some of them had a tutu, some of them had very bad background, some of them did not do so well in school, but now they're leading some of the biggest banks in the world. All right. So I saw their trajectory, and and that propelled me to a very large extent to say, okay, do you know what? Let's say it was constant amongst all of them, and that is consistency. One, and second thing was they were the best in one particular skill. All right. So whatever they choose, if it is risk management, they know risk management to the latter. If it is compliance, they know compliance to the latter. Okay. If they know HR, they know HR from top to bottom. Do you understand? So they pick a particular skill and they became very good at it. And they became recognized for that particular skill. So at that point in management consulting, okay, I had different skills from working on risk projects to investment to finance to HR. And eventually, I landed on data analytics. Okay. At that point, data wasn't very, very popular. It wasn't a popular term. It was still very new. So a lot of people did not know what data was. So I did a couple of research with myself and a very good friend of mine. Okay. Anywhere I go to, I usually mention his name, Adeza. All right. So we were working together, started learning together, learning bodies and all that. So, from there, because of my consulting background, I started doing a bit of data analytics consulting for companies back in Lagos. Okay. And that leads me back to that entrepreneurial spirit, having worked by myself, doing branding. So I said, okay, I have a skill in data analytics. How can I solve business problems for professionals, okay, for business owners across Nigeria? And that's what led to the data analytics consulting role. So that was more or less my own role, me working with different businesses in Lagos. All right. Then thereafter, that's after working there, I did that for like for duration of about 4 years. Then I moved into, I traveled out for my master's. I did my master's in data analytics. I got my first role after my master's, just a couple of months after my master's, working as a business intelligence developer for one of the biggest logistics supply chain company, third-party logistics company in Europe, not just in the country I resided. So after that, I think from there on, I just started moving from one role to the other, working as a data analyst and a data scientist, data. So currently I do more of contracting at the moment. So I work with different firms in the UK, offering data analytics services to them. So it could be data engineering tomorrow, it could be, data science, the next thing could be data analytics, it could be anything. So I work with companies here in the UK and I'm offering them, data analytics services. So that's my experience. So, co-founder of Analytics, which is an educational platform that has trained quite a number of people across the world, not just in Nigeria, but people literally across the world, from Canada to US to the UK to across Europe, Germany, France, countries in Europe, to the Middle East, so on and so forth. Okay, and currently also I sit on the management team of 3 other tech startups based in Nigeria and in the UK. So, but like I said, at the start of my own career, I did not know I was going to do all these things. Okay. So, and that's why I'm trying to employ you to say that, okay, just pick one particular skill and be very good at that skill. Okay. And grow yourself. All right. So, in terms of training, I love training. I love speaking at events. So, currently, I've trained over 10,000 professionals and helped them transition into tech, not just into data analytics, but into different tech roles across different industries. Okay. So that's just a brief introduction about myself, and now let's go into the main audience for today. But let me ask you guys: are you guys enjoying yourself, or are you guys enjoying yourself?
Yes, we are.
Yes, you are. Okay, all of you, are you guys Nigerians? With all this, nobody has given me Ibadan. For all the Ibadan people, some Ibadan kidney soup. What's it?
So surely.
So sorry.
I miss that, honestly. I won't lie. All right, absolutely. Yeah, it's good to have you guys around. Okay. All right, so let's jump into the next point of conversation. And if you're going to be looking at starting a career in data, okay, you need to understand what data is. What is data? You want to become a data analyst, a data scientist. Why data? What is data? Why data? Why is it so important? I remember this was like in 2018, thereabout, 2018, 2019. We had like a physical event in Nigeria for a training firm back in Nigeria. And I was the one leading the session and I asked the same question back then. What is data? All right. Let me test people here. What do you think data is? What is data? What do you think data is? What is data? Anybody? I like to give out, I like to give out
I want to try.
financial benefit. Okay, I just want to mention something. I like to give out um, I like to give out giveaways anytime I have sessions like this, especially for students. Okay, so if you answer my question, I'll be taking down your name. Okay, and after the session, I'll be telling you what I'll be giving you. So there was a lady I wanted to answer a question. Yeah, Anna, was it
Yes.
Anna? Okay, go on. Oh, who's that?
My name is Maya Defubu.
A day for okay.
Yes, so for me, data is basically raw facts. Um, for example, for any individual about data, you can have like age, person name, matric number, and the like. So basically, like raw facts that are yet to be processed or processed information. Thank you.
Beautiful. Absolutely. I think that's been one of the best answers I've actually gotten, my time training people. Yes, Anna, let me hear from you.
Okay, yeah, good afternoon. So from my
That's
end, I think data is like a raw information. Like it can be combination of numbers. It can be like it is a raw stuff that you can
okay.
actually draw insight from. By the time you bring it together and you analyze, you can draw insight from it, and you can draw information for it from it that you can use to make decisions or to predict future occurrence.
Oh, you guys are just straight big words. Are you are you sure all of you are not working as data analysts already? All right, that's good. Fantastic. Anna, lovely answer. I'm just gonna take one person more, unfortunately, because of the time allotted to me. All right, so I'm gonna take Joshua next. Joshua Ajayi. Do you want to go next?
Yeah, data are like raw facts, like mentioned earlier, that can be used to like make decisions for businesses and individual decisions, but like they're raw facts and information. Yeah.
Okay, raw facts and information, raw facts and information. You guys are absolutely correct. All right. Well, I'll put it in a more confined, very simple. I don't like using terminologies too. I don't like going with traditional definitions, okay? But this, to a very large extent, is fantastic because it tells you exactly what data is. And that is very simple. Data is one of the easiest things you can learn. I won't lie to you. Data is one of the easiest things you can learn. And that's because you are constantly exposed to data. Every single day, you're exposed to it. And I'm going to tell you how you are exposed to it anyways. All right. So data are facts, okay? Like you guys have rightly said. Just get my pen. All right. They are facts and statistics collected for reference and analysis okay? So they are facts and statistics collected for reference or analysis. Now, let me break this down for you, okay? Now, data are facts. People really don't understand when they say something is a fact, okay? Something is a fact. It means that that thing is true, all right? That means that thing is true. That's something that's, in real time, that thing existed or that thing happened, okay? That's a fact. So if you want to checkmate, who is better, Messi or Ronaldo? Some people will say Messi because the fact is he won a World Cup, okay? That's a fact. But prior to that, people could say, oh, this one has many, this one has many awards, this one has many awards. But, with the recent facts, which is the World Cup, because Messi just won the World Cup, a lot of people are saying that Messi becomes better than Ronaldo. Okay, but I'm not going to use that because that's another very controversial topic. But let's go. Let's just talk into you, a normal person going into a bank. You want to open a bank account. All right. So you go into you go into, let's say, let's go to Sterling Bank or GT Bank or any bank you're familiar with. All right. And you want to open the bank account. So if you want to open the bank account, what will be the first thing they would ask you to do? Let me ask you. All right. You want to open a bank account. What is the first thing they would ask you to do?
To fill a form.
Fill a form. Fantastic. Do you know what? I'll be taking people that raise up their hands. So if you guys can put down your hands whenever you answer questions, so I can call people out. All right. So I can, know the people that I'm going to give my awards to or the money to. So Joshua, Suleiman, you can put down your hands. Okay. So I know how to work it out. So you go into the bank, you want to open a bank account. All right. What would they do? They would ask you to fill a form, either a paper-based form or an online form. What do you think they're trying to collect from you? Data, fine and good, all right? But they need your facts. They need facts about you as a customer. They need facts about you as a customer. So what is your name? That's a fact. You put in Efemena Ikpro. That's a fact. How old are you? I was born in 1977. Another fact. Okay? They can calculate your age from there. What your mother's maiden name? Another fact. You put it there. So they're looking for facts about you as a customer. What defines you as a customer? Facts, literally facts from your head to toe. You go to the hospital, the same thing, they get facts about you, your height, your weight, your circumference, and your blood type. These are all facts about you. All right? And that's where we'll lead to discuss about where, a couple of years ago, they mentioned Mark Zuckerberg as the most powerful person in the world. Do you know what it means to name somebody, the most powerful person in the world? And that was during Cambridge Analytica, during the time of Trump, the election that happened a couple of years ago. Trump, and they used, marketing. They used marketing ads, all right, to convince people to vote for Trump or to convince people to vote against the other party, all right? So you see, the moment people know you, people know facts about you, all right? They can make a decision. They can make an inference about the kind of person that you are. And that's where your mothers will say, or our mothers back in the days will say that, show me your friends. Let me just see your friends, all right? And pick out certain facts from them. I can tell you the kind of person that you are from just looking at your friends. So data are facts. Truth about a customer, truth about an object, or anything in general. All right. And also statistics. Okay. So you open your bank account, okay, and you deposit money in there. Okay. That's a number. All right. So you deposited 5,000 today, deposited 5,000 tomorrow, deposited another 5,000 the next day. So at the end of that week, you've done what? 15,000. That's another statistics to say that, oh, this customer has deposited 15,000. This customer has removed 3,000. What is balance? 12,000, so on and so forth. So these are statistics that are being gathered. All right. And the reason why they're gathering these statistics and these facts is for referencing purposes. First of all, to reference, very old age reference. So another way to put referencing is you open a bank account today and you go there tomorrow, okay? How would they know you've opened a bank account? They need your account number. All right. So that account number acts as a point of reference to say that, oh, this person has an account with us. It's still data. All right. So we use that data to confirm that this person currently is in the system. Or you even go to shop, you go to ShopRite, you go to, you go to ShopRite, you go to which other store is there? Food Court, you're in Ibadan. You have food court and store. So the moment you buy something, they give you a receipt. That receipt acts as a point of reference. It's also data. The fact is that you went to the shop to buy something. You bought Coca-Cola, you bought Zobo, you bought Chin Chin, you bought all those things. Let's say one of those particular material is bad or was broken before you get to the house. All right. What would you do? You go back to the store and you use the receipt as a point of reference that you purchased that thing. So data is, something that we do on a daily basis. All right. We use it on a daily basis. And for analysis, the last one we have here is for analysis. Okay. So at the end of the day, you can start to do analysis. At what point during the day did we get the most sale? Or at what point during the day do people deposit the most money? So on and so forth. So that's for analysis. So data are facts and statistics collected for reference, okay, and for analysis. Does that make sense, guys? Let me ask you guys, first of all. Any question before I move on? Any question? Okay. All right. So facts, statistics collected for reference and analysis. Now, another key question I want to ask you guys is, do you know how much data you generate on a daily basis? You as an individual, just you. Do you know how much data you generate on a daily basis? Do you know? Can anybody guess? Anybody? Nobody wants to guess. Adetunji?
Zillions of data, sir. Like
Zillions. Uncountable. It's actually all right. That's interesting. Zillions, but it's not up to zillions just yet. Okay. All right. Let me break it down for you. Okay. I'll break it down for you so it makes it easy. Okay. So you see, 40 exabytes is generated by a single individual every month. 40 exabytes. Now, you might be asking yourself, what's an exabyte? I'm going to break it down for you. So I'll open my browser and I'll put in there exabytes. All right. Dr. Suleiman, do you want to unmute yourself? So mute yourself, I mean. So I'm going to search for exabytes. Femi and Suleiman, please, guys. Okay. So I'm going to search for exabytes to show you something. All right. So how big is an exabyte? Okay, let's say exabytes to gig, because majority of you are very familiar with gig. All right, to gig. All right, to gigabytes. All right, so this is what 1 billion. So this is 1 exponential 9. Okay, so that is 9 zeros essentially. Okay, so that is 1 billion. So 1 exabyte equals to 1 billion gig. 1 billion gig. 1 exabyte. Okay, so 1 exabyte equals to 1 billion. All right, GB. All right. Now you are generating, a single individual, just you, using a smartphone. Okay, using a smartphone, just you, one person, you generate 40 exabytes, meaning that 40 what? 40 exabytes of data is generated by you every single month. That's technically about what? 40 billion gig of data is generated every single month. Just you using a mobile phone, via you texting people, you making phone calls, you sending and receiving emails, taking selfies, taking pictures, making videos, your Instagram, your content creation, so on and so forth, the Google searches that you make, the music that you listen to, and so much more that you do on your phone. So all those activities you do, all right, the estimation is 40 exabytes. And 40 exabytes of data generated every single month by you. And the estimation, the last time was 5 billion smartphones. So across the world, we have 5 billion smartphone users. So across the entire planet, across the entire planet Earth, we have 5 billion smartphone users. Now, if each single individual, okay, is generating 40 exabytes of data every single month. So if 5 billion smartphone users are doing this every single month, now, can you tell me how much data now is generated every single month? Just using smartphone, for example, just by using smartphone. So 1 month, one individual does 40 exabytes. Now we have 5 billion smartphone users. So at the end of everything, you know it was 20 something. Honestly speaking, you can do the calculation yourself to find out how many billion exabytes or how many trillion of data is being generated every single month. All right, by users, just by you using your smartphone, the amount of data that you are generating. Now, that's one of the reasons why data has become, very mainstream, because data is generated exponentially. Now, another very key statistic is 90% of the data that is being 90% of the 90% of the data that exists currently in the world, 90% of the data that exists currently in the entire world was created in the last 2 years. All right. In the last 2 years, 90% of the data that exists currently was created in the last 2 years. And now, that's because of this volume of transaction, this volume of activity that is being done on the internet. All right. So you see, that's exactly what we're talking about. That's the volume of data that is being generated. All right. Now, businesses across the world, okay, businesses across the world also generate data consciously and unconsciously. Okay, so if you have a business currently, how many of you are doing side business? Okay, you are selling clothes on Instagram, you are selling wristwatches, you're selling shoes. How many of you have a business that you're doing at the moment? So let me see. How many of you have a business you're doing at the moment? Let's see. Let me see the entrepreneurs in the house. I do. Ghanaians, okay. Any other person? Oh, just a few people. Students used to do a lot of business back in the days. What's up to you guys? You guys are all professionals already. Olamide, you want to say something? Your hand is raised up. All of them are tech bros, yeah? Tech bros and tech sis. Nobody's doing business anymore. Everybody's coding now. All right, that's good. All right, anyways, that's still okay. All right. So as a business professional, as any business across the world, be it big tech firms like Google, Facebook, Amazon, so on and so forth. All right. Or even the small ones for the guys even selling stuff on Instagram. All right, you buy in Balogun market or you buy in Aleshiloye market in Ibadan. All right, and you resell. Okay, it's fine. It's still a small business, either a big, large corporation or a very minute sole proprietorship. It really doesn't matter. So data is generated every single. This business generates data. It could be sales transaction. Okay, your customers, you have somebody that is buying stuff from you in Ibadan. You have another set of customers buying stuff from you in Lagos. You have another set of customers buying stuff from you in different parts of the country. Those are sales transactions, and that's data. It's a fact. Somebody sent you a message on Instagram to say that, oh, I like your handbag. Can I buy this? Okay, you initiated the transaction. The person initiated the transaction. The person makes payment to your bank account. All right, that is a sales transaction. All right. It could be customer interactions on your social media pages or one-on-one conversation. Really, it doesn't matter. Customer interactions, WhatsApp chats, Instagram chats, Snapchats, whatever kind of chats you're doing as a business professional, these are all data points. Website and social media, like I rightly said, marketing campaigns, competitor analysis. So you see what your competitor is doing, and you're trying to analyze what they're doing, so you can either incorporate it into your own business, or do something different from what they are doing. So you see, regulatory and compliance, you look at what is happening with the tall black guy. Is it tall black, very tall black guy, and Jenny Glow and all that, Jenny's Glow and all that. Okay. So you see, you need to also look at regulator as a business, okay, and analyze regulatory data, compliance data, so that your business is always in tune with current changes in terms of regulations and all that. All right. Inventory and supply chain, meaning that the products that you have in stock and how you distribute it across different regions. So you're selling your product in Yaba, or in Ibadan or in Lagos. Well, you want to be selling, you want to sell to people across Nigeria, not just people in Lagos State. All right. Even if you're just selling it in Lagos, all right, you're not just selling it in Yaba. All right, people are not coming to meet you. You are transporting these things via vehicle, via motorcycle, via keke, whatever it is. You are moving this product around. So you see, every single, even though it's a small business, you can imagine the amount of data that you're generating. People send you a message, oh, I want to buy this product. Later, they don't buy that product. But you never find out the reasons why they don't buy that product. You have surveys, you have feedback, you have, comments, you have so many data that you're generating as a business professional. Now, that's where data becomes very important. All right. That's where data becomes very important, because you can't be generating so much data from sales to inventory to finance to employee engagement to your staff to your websites to your social media. You're generating data across different platforms. All right. Now, how do you make sense of that kind of data? How do you make sense of that data? All right. Now, let me tell you a quick story. Okay. And this one is going to be very, very close. It's going to be in the logistics supply chain, my personal experience. Okay. So, like I said, I used to work with this very big organization. All right. They were in charge of third-party logistics. Okay. Let me explain what third party is. So, Amazon, for example, Amazon, Nike, and other big brands that you have there, they sell products online. And guess what? They can't deliver all these products by themselves. Okay? Imagine Amazon, for example. All right. So you have almost like, say, 10,000 orders every single day. Amazon will find it difficult to deliver those products by themselves every single day. All right. So they would rather give it some portion of that order. Okay. So if they can do 5,000, they'll take out half. Okay. And give out the remaining 5,000 to another company to deliver on their behalf. So that company I was working with, that's what they did. So they worked with top organizations across Europe. So from Amazon to Nike to, other health related products and so on and so forth, quite a number of them. All right. So you see, through data analytics, something happened, and I'll tell you a quick story. So, and this is the beauty of data, I will tell you. Now, the business I used to work with, okay, guaranteed next day delivery. Next day delivery. So you see, when you order for something on Amazon, you're expecting to collect it tomorrow. Most times, you always want to collect it tomorrow. Okay. So if I order something before 5 p.m. today, I would expect that this particular order comes in tomorrow. All right. So on and so forth. Okay. So from that particular analysis, I was able to figure out that, I was able to figure out very simple that, drivers that were meant to deliver these parcels were taking more time to deliver those parcels, like the package. So you order for something, rather than you receiving it the next day, you are receiving it like a day after that, okay, maybe 2 days in advance. And that's because they were paid hourly. They wanted to spend more time on the road, all right, to get more money. So with data analytics, you are going to be learning more about the intricacies, what makes the business, all right, in terms of marketing, in terms of supply chain, in terms of customer interactions, in terms of finance. You're going to be making so much, you would have so much idea about what happens in the business. So that's, one of the major reasons why the data roles are now becoming very, very important in every organization. Okay. So what career paths can you take on in the data landscape? We have the data analyst position, we have the data science position, and we have the data engineering position. So these can be subcategorized into different names, okay? But in terms of their broad names, we have the data analyst, we have the data scientist, and we have the data engineer, okay? So for data analyst basically could be subcategorized into the sales analyst, operations analyst, supply chain, logistics, financial analyst. So you will get all these names, but it's still data analytics, all right? But they are tailored to a particular domain. So looking at sales analyst, for example, all right? The sales analyst will only analyze sales data, sales and marketing related data, all right? So that's what they're focusing on. They don't care about finance. They don't care about operations. They don't care about HR. They are more concerned about sales, analyzing sales pattern, looking at trends, understanding patterns of sales. So you know when to apply discount, know when to apply, increase your prices, so on and so forth. So you know how to make sense of sales information, essentially. Operations, the same thing, supply chain analyst. So these are all data analysts, but they are focused on a particular domain. Somebody said healthcare, all right? There are healthcare analysts where you're only analyzing health-related data, all right, to make sense of health-related data. So these are the three broad areas that exist in the data landscape, okay? So you see other subdomains under this: business intelligence, global business analysts, you see business systems analysts, so on and so forth. They are sort of sub-domained under these three categories. So the data scientist is doing more of predictions, okay? So you're doing forecasting, you're doing machine learning in order for you to extrapolate what will likely happen in the future. That's the role of a data scientist. And the data engineer basically is that person that harmonizes data into, obviously, like I said, looking back at what I said here, so the organization generates data from different parts of the business, from sales to customer to web to marketing to competitor, so on and so forth. There are so many places the business will generate data. Now, the role of the data engineer is to harmonize, to bring everything together. All right. So sales data, maybe it's an Excel, it is in a database somewhere, or data is basically scattered across the organization. The data engineer is this person that will bring everything together and put it in a central location for easy access, for easy analysis, so on and so forth. So these are the three broad areas you need to look at: data analyst, data scientist, and the data engineer. Apologies, I just have less than 15 minutes to go. That's why I'm not, doing justice and giving examples and explanation. So the skills to learn in order for you to become a data analyst, first of all, is problem solving. So you need to be able to understand the problem, the business problem, and also you need to be able to break it down into smaller chunks in order for you to understand properly, all right, before you start to do your analysis, all right? The next thing is Excel. You need Excel skills, Microsoft Excel. You need to learn Microsoft Power BI, Tableau and SQL. So these are the key broad areas you need to be very good at in order for you to land your first role in data analytics. Now, for data engineering, which is a bit more broad, you need to learn Python. Python and SQL are the best skill set for a data engineer. Python and SQL are the key skills you need to have in data engineering. So alongside that, you need to pick up Linux, okay? You need to pick up also Apache Spark, Apache Airflow, GitHub, and AWS, okay? Or any cloud platform. It could be AWS, it could be Azure, it could be GCP. Just specialize in one of them. For data scientists, you need to learn statistics, you need to learn other tools like Excel, SQL, Tableau, Python for your analysis, visualization, ML, so on and so forth. So anyways, that's the way I'm going to draw the line, and I'll give out time for questions and answer. All right. So yeah, constrained by time, I would have been so glad to give them more explanations and detailed breakdown. But anyways, with the time we had, I think it's more than sufficient enough for you to ask your questions, and we can take it off from there. So James, or is it which of you would be handling the question and answer session? Okay.
Yeah, so that would be me. That would be me,
Okay.
Efemena. Okay, so thank you very much for that session. Like I said, guys, at the beginning, this is the section where we'll be taking questions. So if you have them, you can either raise your hand and ask, or you can drop them in the chat box. So while the questions come in, I have one that usually bothers me when I think or hear of data kinds of roles. So do you think that people necessarily have to have a love for, you know, numbers and dealing with numbers for them to get into this role? Do you think that is a criteria for that? So what do you think?
Well, you don't have to be the best with numbers, okay? You don't have to be the best in numbers, honestly speaking. You don't have to have the love for numbers, and that's because majority of majority of the rules, okay, like like I mentioned earlier, you're going to be using softwares for your analysis. You're not going to be required to use your head to do the, analysis itself. Yes, you would think about what you want to do, but most times you are going to use an application to make your analysis. So, so what I would say is you don't have to be the best in numbers in order for you to have a career in data. All right. You don't have to be good. You don't have to be a genius in mathematics. All right. You don't have to, you don't have to know your times table offhand in order for you to work in data. You don't have to know your percentages. You don't have to know differentiations and all that to be good in data. All right. So one thing is the tools that you use, Excel, Power BI, Tableau, Python, are the tools that you're going to leverage in your analysis, not your head. So all you need to be good at is learning the skill, learning the art skill, the technologies. All right. Be confident, be confident in using these technologies. All right. And with time, from my own experience, with time, you understand the mathematics. Okay. You start to work on projects, you start to get confidence in your skill, so on and so forth. All right. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you. I'll just read the questions we have in the chat. So the first one says, what's the difference between data analytics? What's the difference between data analytics and data analysis? Let me take the second one in case they're related. So as a recent graduate who wants to go into data analysis, how do you get started? And when you get started, how do you ensure the NYC period helps and not sets your learning process back? So those are the two questions.
All right. So data analytics and data science, data analytics and data analysis is the first question. So let me quickly take that. Okay. So data analysis are sort of like brothers like elder brother and the younger brother. So I would say the younger brother is data analysis, okay? While data analytics is like an elder brother. So data analysis is very simple, and I like to put it in scenarios, okay? So for example, you want to like you're working within the business and somebody asks, somebody gives you a report or somebody gives you a task to perform to say that, oh, can I get the total sales for last week? Okay, so what would you go back? Or let's just use a simple bank. Okay, so you go to the bank and at the end of the week or at the end of the day, they do like a transaction summary to say that, oh, this is the total transaction that we did for the day. How did they come up with that number? Okay, they summed all the transaction. So anytime you go to the bank to deposit your money and all that, they will sum everything up to say that, oh, Monday today, the total transaction for today is 15 million naira. All right. So that's analysis. They've summed everything up for that day and they've analyzed it. All right. They can do it for the week to say that, oh, this week we made a total of 500 million. For the month, we made a total of 1 billion, whatever it is. You see now, that's analysis. You analyzing the total amount of transaction that happened. You could also do other forms of analysis to find out the average, how much on average do people come and, on average, how much do people deposit into their bank account? So those are all kinds of analysis that you can do. All right. But now, in terms of analytics, you're not taking it one step further. All right. You're taking that analysis one step further to now make more informed decision about your analysis. Okay. More informed decision. The key word there is insight generation. So now you want to find out, questions like majority of people that come to deposit money in the bank, what is their age range? The age range of people that come to deposit money into the bank. All right. That's that's one of the intelligent question. Okay, you are going one step further to understand reasons why certain things are happening. Okay, so in the spectrum of analytics, all right, we have, I don't want to get too technical, okay, but essentially, analytics is just you taking it one step further to do more advanced, and I won't say advanced, but asking more intelligent questions about the data. Okay, so rather than just doing a total transaction or the total number of customers, the total number of these, the average this and the average that, all right, you're taking it one step further to ask more intelligent question. All right, the age range of people that are coming to deposit money, all right, the kind of profession, all right, what profession of people deposit the most money, what time during the week do people come in to deposit or withdraw their money, all right, those are more insight. So the moment I know that, oh, during the week when it comes to between 3 to 5 p.m. on a Thursday, a lot of people come to withdraw money, all right, against Friday. So maybe they've foreseen that Friday, a lot of people come to the bank to withdraw money on Friday. So people usually come Thursday evening to withdraw money. That's insight. That's analytics. All right. So analysis is just giving you a broad overview. Oh, we did 500,000 last year. Oh, we did 500 billion next week, so on and so forth. But now insight is trying to figure out what is in the data that you can make insightful decisions from. All right. So if I know they're coming between 3 to 5, I should have a bulk money in my branch in order for me to satisfy my customers, so on and so forth. So that's data analysis and analytics. For the person looking to get started as a recent graduate, making use of your is it youth service, okay, I would say get a place for you to intern, get a place for you to intern, get a place for you to work on projects. Any place you get to work on projects, even if it is a virtual internship, even if it is whatever kind of platform, get a place to mentor, to get a place to do internship. Also, if you've learned, look for places you can train other people. So training, in my own experience, has helped to a very large extent. Training other people, not me learning. Okay, me learning and also going ahead to train other people. So if you can have those opportunities where you can also give back into small communities, it could be your school, it could be anywhere. Just start doing all those kind of stuff where you train people in Excel, Power BI, Tableau, whatever skills that you've garnered over that period. So you're using that 1 year to not just improve, not just to learn, but to also improve yourself in presentation, to the kind of projects you're going to be working on. So anyways, any platform that provides you with projects, try as much as possible to work on those kind of projects. And, those 1 year, that 1 year is going to go by very quickly. And also you'll be impacting yourself in the process. So network, meet up with people, work on projects with people. If it's free, it's not free, freelance, you can do Upwork. So Upwork is a platform that allows you to work freelancing, as a data analyst or any professional really. So you can go on Upwork, you can go on which other platform is there? There are quite a number of remote opportunities you can actually get on. Probably would arrange something, or I would arrange something with James, because James was the one that reached out for remote opportunity for people that are looking to get into the data side of it. So there are quite a number of places you can get remote opportunities, working for firms in the US or any country in Europe, so on and so forth. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question one way or the other.
Okay, so thank you very much. We have more questions in the chat. Earlier you spoke about okay, maybe you can read them, but let me just read this one. Someone spoke about the internships, like what's the fastest way to land internships? Then we have one asking about what are tips for a beginner, in data science, like if you're starting out. So you can take those two.
All right, so looking at, I think the question is, I'm trying to look at the question, sorry. For someone who is just starting, just getting to start out in data science, what are the tips you give to a beginner or starter? One thing I would say is don't learn for too long. All right, and that's a very personal recommendation, I would say. So when people are starting off in data science, they want to focus on data, on Python, for example, or using Excel to do predictive analytics or learning regression and all that. once you've learned, you've gone through a learning phase, maybe you give yourself 3 months to learn those technologies, work on small projects. I would say, first of all, learn. Okay, no doubt about that. Learn statistics, the basic statistics, your measure of central tendency, measure of asymmetry, your hypothesis testing, so on and so forth. Learn the basics, understand what they mean. You don't have to be an expert. You just need to understand. Okay, then you can talk around it. So once you understand that basics, then you can move on to what do you call it? You can move on to understanding working with the tools. The tools like Python, for example, is the most widely used, software programming language for data science activities. All right. So learn Python. Well, the key thing for you, okay, you could use 2, 3 months to learn. Okay. The remaining part of you getting started should be you working on projects. So projects is the fastest way for you to learn. Projects is the fastest way for you to learn. Somebody can tell you, oh, mean, median, mode. Okay. Mean is what? The average value. Mode, the most frequent number. Median, the middle number. You could do that with 1,000 examples. Okay. But how is it being used in the industry? That's the key thing you need to understand. How does measure of central tendency play in an actual business scenario project? That's how you get to learn. All right. So, in as much as you're going to learn theory, I will tell you also to focus more on projects and do more on projects. All right. Does that make sense? So, that will be the example I'm going to give. So how important is statistical knowledge, such as correlation, regression, statistical tables, and ANOVA to pursue your career as a data analyst? So as a data analyst, I want to tell you to focus so much on that. If you're looking to delve into data science, I'll tell you to focus more on statistical analysis, so on and so forth. Now, a lot of data analysts would also want to pivot to data science in the future. Okay, so you're looking to pivot into data science. So as a data scientist, you'll be doing more statistical analysis, statistical modeling, regression analysis, so on and so forth. All right. So I would say for a data analyst, okay, majority of the data analyst role are majorly business focused. Okay. So where you are going to be analyzing trends in data, doing visualizations in Power BI, visualization in Tableau. You don't have to have very strong statistical knowledge for you to do that. Okay. So for you getting started in data analytics, you're fine. You can just go ahead with your learning Power BI, working on projects, learning Tableau, learning SQL, so on and so forth. Well, if you're looking to get into data science, for a start, you need to have very good, no, not very good. You have to have good knowledge of statistics. I don't know if that makes sense. So for data science, yes, you have to start with statistics. But for data analytics, you can skip statistics. And as you grow on, the progression ideally is you start with data analytics, all right, build dashboard, build reports, so on and so forth. Then from that data analytics, you can either pivot to data science or data engineering. So you could either take through the route of data science and data engineering, or you could go through the route of data analytics, data engineering, or to data science. Anyone works for you, really. All right, depends on your preference. But if you want to start, ideally, I would say you should start as a data analyst. Then you can pivot. Okay, as a student, that you don't have years, you don't have so many years for you to waste. Okay, so if it's a profession I'm talking to, I can tell them categorically, you can start as a data scientist. It really doesn't matter. All right. But for you to grow and you want to be good in the career, I would say that for you that you're just finishing school, start as a data analyst, pivot into data science or data engineering, any one of your choice. All right. Then you can move on, climb the scale through the ladder of career path and all that. So that's what I would say. Just yesterday, I completed my data science and machine learning boot camp, and I'm looking forward to internship to gain more real world experience. What are the fastest way to learn internship? LinkedIn, definitely. Go on LinkedIn, cold message people. All right. And when I say cold message people, it doesn't mean, oh, I'm looking for internship right off the back. Okay. So when you're sending messages to look at companies you want to work with, okay, either in Lagos, either in Ibadan, whatever it is, okay? Look for professionals that work in that organization that are sort of active on LinkedIn. Even if they're not active, it really doesn't matter. send message to all of them. Okay. Now, the message you're going to send to them is not straight to say that, oh, I need internship. No, first of all, compliments. Oh, fantastic experience. You know, your experience kind of is what I'm looking for. As you know, the way your experiences are outlined is sort of a way that I would also want to grow in my own career path, and I would really want to learn from you. So from that, you can establish a conversation with this particular professional. All right. And thereafter, oh, you can now introduce that, oh, you know, are there opportunities for me to intern, even if it's for free in your organization? I usually don't like free internship because most times you will not really enjoy yourself. Okay, you will really enjoy yourself. I won't lie to you, because you're not being paid, even if you're learning. Sometimes you know money has to even do is in little compensation. It usually goes a long way. So, anyways, but if you're free with free internship for a start, you can go ahead to seek for free internship, ask for internship opportunities. Most times, just ask internship opportunities. Don't even put even if it is free. All right. Leave it open. Let them be the one to decide to tell you that, oh, it's going to be free without them paying me for anything. All right. But don't be the one to establish that, oh, you want to do a free internship. Oh, I'm looking for an opportunity for an internship. Simple and straightforward. All right. It's analytics on site or remote. So it's virtual. So everything we do is virtual. So you would like to volunteer, yeah, you can send me a message on LinkedIn. We can work something out. Okay. Thank you. What's the work of a data analytics consultant? So, okay. That's the last question I have here. So, role of a data analytics consultant is very simple. Different businesses exist across the world and they need to leverage their data a lot more and they don't know how to do it. Okay. So we come in as data analytics consultant to help them achieve their strategic plans with their data. So take, for example, a company wants to scale. They want to understand their customers a lot better in order for them to improve their products, in order for them to sell more products. So when we come in, they don't know how to do it. They don't have any experience in data analytics. They don't know how to even gather the data in the first place. So what we do is to come in and provide a system around that particular objective. So they want product improvements, they want to sell more products, they want to understand their customers. We design that architecture from end to end, from gathering the data, cleaning the data, and also making sense of the data. So that's basically what we do as data analytics consultants. For machine learning, yes, data science, just go through the route of data science, you're going to be fine. Everything in machine learning is statistics, from your logistics regression to linear regression to SVM, which is and all that terms of XGBoost. These are all statistics. Okay, they are all statistical concepts. So if you want to go through, you want to get to machine learning, go through data science, start with statistics, understand statistics, then you can pivot inside in. All right, thank you very much, guys. I think that's all the questions that we have here. Amefel. Aribo, I
Yes,
think I'll call
yes,
you.
Amifel.
How do you pronounce
It's
Amifel?
Amifel. You can call me Amifel. So yes, thank you very much. That was a wonderful session, and for those who asked questions as well, thank you for interacting. I'll now be calling on Goodness to give the vote of thanks. Goodness, you have the floor.